Oh, God. Yeah, you got me. Jeez. I mean, with that kind of simplistic thinking, I don't know how I'm going to be able to figure this one out. Okay, look. You got to start looking past the really simplistic things, just saying as well, in 25 years, you made $1 million. No, look, you got it all wrong, okay? I'm going to still tell you right now, you can keep simping for the people that are holding you down. You can keep doing that. But the reality is the COVID money would have been better given to the people over the course of the time that COVID was taking place. It would have been a lot better with those people. But let's go ahead and take your thinking, and I'm going to even pad it up for you to give you some really good numbers here, okay? Let's say the average person is making $50,000, which you already know they're not, but we're just saying even $50,000 a year. Most people would argue $50,000 is pretty good, considering a lot of people are making sub 45. But okay, we'll say $50,000 a year. 25 years was the number you gave. Now, at first, that seems impressive. $1.25 million. Oh, but you must have forgot about taxes, which are going to eat $437,500 out. I put it at 35% tax rate. Our tax system is weird because you get taxed 10% on the first X amount, 20% on the next X amount, and then up and up. We're just going to say 35%, which I think is generous. So after all of that, you're going to only net $812,500 over the course of 25 years. And so I'm going to take that number, the 812,500, I'm going to divide that by 25, basic math for you here. That means you make the equivalent of 32,500 per year, which most people has already deemed as not enough. It's just not enough to survive on anymore. So no, that argument falls flat. If I had $1 million now, why could I retire on it? Maybe that's what you want to know, why you're laughing because you don't understand it. I'll explain it to you real simply. I could invest a huge chunk of that money, which will give me a return on investment far greater than any job I can work. That return on investment on the total million, or a little bit less after I pay house off and stuff, all of that is going to keep giving me money is what's going to happen. I can put money into stocks. I can put money into an investment account, a mutual fund, if you will. Also, some other things that would be affected differently. If I didn't have a reliable car, I'd get a reliable car. I wouldn't have to worry about crippling medical expenses because most likely I could pay for preventative care that my government doesn't provide to me at this point. I could afford to do healthy things with food that I can't now. See, when you have that lump sum of money, you can do so much more than you can on the argument of, well, you had 25 years to figure it out. No, you didn't have 25 years to figure it out because in that span, you couldn't accurately determine how to spend that money. That million you made over the course, which you didn't, that sub-million you made, was not enough. Because if you start looking at expenses, I'm not going to tree them out here because I do this all the time. You can go find my other videos explaining expenses. But if you tree the expenses out, it would be cheaper for you to outright buy a home. Just buy a home. If you had $1 million, go buy a $400,000 home, still have, $600,000 left over. We're using very round numbers here, and not have to worry about interest payments, what the bank tax on to you for buying a home, things like that. Additionally, if you outright buy a car, a used car, even if you want to buy new, who cares? Whatever the matter is, buying a car becomes exponentially cheaper now because you're not paying interest on that. You're buying the car outright. So when the sticker price says, say $20,000 and you have cash in hand, it's also easier to get a vehicle at that point. But you don't have to worry about a 6-7% interest rate on a car or on a house and things like that when you can buy these things outright. So no, your logic has failed here. You're not saying that. You're getting screwed in ways you don't even see. And you're probably one of those people that are simping for those that are doing it to you. Be like, oh, they're right, man. It's just these lazy people. That's not what it is. Again, with the COVID money, if they had given it to the people, a lot of people could have done a lot of things I'm talking about. And what I mentioned in that video, they could have helped themselves and others. Everything would have got a little bit better. I'm not saying it would have perfected the system, but it would have been better spent giving it to the people. The economy would have spurred. You would have seen jobs become a little bit better. Now, the pay thing and jobs, that wouldn't have fixed that. That's greedy employers, and that's going to be that way. And that's all there is to it. But, God, man, you got to look past the very simple, right in front of your face things and start seeing other things out there. And the form at which you get money, how you get money, how it's taxed, all of those things is vastly different.